Just auntie now.
Have some fun,
Auntie.
I'm having issues coming out to my family. Can I ask how you came out to your family and if you had fears of them not being supportive? Because that's my biggest fear. From Anonymous.
Well, child, we've all got coming out stories. Who wants to go first?
My coming out story was quite boring, to be honest. My family was very supportive of me, thank God, because I know not everybody has that support system. I came out to my mum first. I made sure I waited till after I left school because I used to fight a lot in school just to make sure I wouldn't get bullied. And I just kind of gauged it, to be honest, when I felt like it was the right time. And I remember me and my mum was lying in bed watching Law and Order, and then she turned around and said to me, because of something I said to her the previous day, she turned around and said, "So, do you like girls?" And I just was under the pillow like, no. Aww. And then we just hugged each other, cried. She was like, "Why didn't you tell me?" Because my mum is like my best friend, you know? And I was just like, I don't know why I never said anything. And then, you know, fast forward, 4 years later, look at me now. So yeah, I'd say just gauge it really. Just see who you're close with in your family. I'd say come out to somebody, you know, that you know is going to accept you regardless first. Don't really jump into it head first, you know. Really kind of take your time and figure out what it is you're going to do, who you're going to tell. Yeah. Yeah. That's my advice.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm kind of quite similar to you. Like, I was very lucky to have a very support. Like, I was brought by I was brought up by my mother, and I mean, as a child, I was so like, oh, she had no real choice. But I actually went through a lot of problems when I was younger for being effeminate by other people, and she supported me a lot. And that was actually before kind of, I guess, gayness. That was more about being effeminate. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't really have to come out to my mum. It was a bit like I said to, like, I can't remember, I think we were eating food and I was a bit like, "Mum, you know that I came out as bisexual," because I was at the stage where I thought I was bisexual. And she was a bit, there was this kind of like, of course, like, she already knew. So I was very, so I actually can't talk of being rejected. So I guess I'd say kind of, yeah, it's good to have an action plan. This person doesn't really say whether or not their family is supportive or not. They kind of say they're scared of rejection. So we don't really know what their family situation is. So if we imagine that their family situation might not be the best, then I think it's important to be able to lean on friends, because that sometimes is the family that you choose. You know, if you're in a situation, maybe you've got a really religious family, or they just, you know, they aren't going to accept it. There's not much that you can necessarily do about that, but
if my family didn't accept me, I'm such a loud mouth, I would have been like, "Well, I don't care what you think. I'm gay and I'm gonna be gay."
But if you do that, then it is really important to have an action plan, to know where you can go, to know what support you can get. If you're gonna be, you know, if you're gonna be kicked out of your house, then you need to be able to know where you can go to get support. It's good to have a best friend or a friendship circle that can then support you, take you in. Worst case scenario.
Because someone will help.
So yeah, there's so many people that will help. But also, hopefully, your family will be all right, you know, and you might be surprised. They might be like, "We knew, bish."
Yeah.
Right. We knew. We saw your internet history. We knew. Because that's what happened with me.
I think for me, I mean, I just saw it as my plan was, because I went to a really homophobic school, so I was just like, as soon as I get out of school, I'll let my whole family know, kind of thing. I wasn't really worried about my family. Weirdly enough, I was worried about the kids at school sort of finding out. And so I got through school and I said, I'm just going to do this once. I'm not going to go to every single different family member. I'm going to do it one time.
And spread the news.
And they can spread the news.
The pink news.
Right. And at that point, I had been sort of seeing this guy, as you do at 15 years old. Don't tell me how. That's a totally different story. But I thought it was my uncle's 80th birthday, and so we're having a family reunion at the 80th birthday. So I thought this would be the best time to tell everyone, because then the aunties could go around and tell everybody else. So this guy that I was seeing at the time, I went to my mum and I was like, "My boyfriend's outside in his car, so I've got to go."
I would have told him. I would have said,
I gotta go, okay? And I left with the guy, and I thought if she was gonna come back with any negativity, then I was gonna sail off into the night with this guy.
Don't do that.
Yeah. I'd have given you a slap. I'd have been like, I don't care who you're running off with. It is your uncle's 80th birthday. Where the hell do you think you're going with a guy with a car? You are 15.
My man is outside.
How can your man have a car when you're 15?
Exactly.
Don't worry about that. Yeah.
Bitch.
My child would get snatched.
Don't listen to this, auntie, for this advice. Don't listen about this. Don't. Oh my God.
That is cancelled.
But on the whole, yes. Please, as Rhys said, please make sure you have some sort of action plan. Try and gauge what the environment is like in your house, amongst your friends, amongst your family. And if it is negative, try and find someone outside of that environment that you can at least confide in or maybe stay with or whatever the situation may be.
My mum never had a choice though, because there's a picture of her dressing me and my brothers up in wigs and lipstick. So you had it coming, really. So.
Oh, yeah, I can't even do it.